I've been doing,
But
I have been doing that for 50 years.
Because you're a fan, and that's what fans do. I mean, I don't want to, compare them, but at one point until they finally won, the Cubs, and I was jealous because the Cubs fans got all this national acclaim because the poor little Cubbies. I mean, what about us? What about here in Detroit? I mean,
theirs was about a century, right?
The drought wasn't as long.
Yeah, we got a little ways to go.
But the sport is a lot better. Let's go to Mike in Fenton here in 97 on the ticket.
How you doing, Stoney? Great program, bud.
Thank you.
Hey, two things I have. My relationship with the Lions, I'm 50, is manic. Is the best thing I can categorize that. And the other point I have is who in the hell reads the paper anymore?
Well, do you at least read? Do you read the local papers at least online at all?
No, just kind of highlights here and there online. Maybe go to ESPN a little bit online, but I don't know. Just don't touch paper anymore for a long time.
I actually think you get a better, sense locally, but if you do read the local stuff, and ESPN.com to me is not everything that's somewhat good. Now, like guys like Adrian Wojnarowski, they're going to go behind paywalls soon, so that's they are in Detroit now too.
Yeah, both of them are in Detroit. You got to paywall, but
you know what somebody should come up with? They should all these because I still. Like New York Times, Washington Post, there's a few other like The Athletic. I do pay, but they're not that expensive. Somebody should come up with an app or a business plan where you put all the papers together. Then you don't have to sit there and click on. So, I'm not a subscriber to USA Today, but I am of the Boston Globe or the New York Post, and just those.
Yeah.
Because
but if you get the paper delivered on Sunday, you get the paywall behind it. So
I do.
Yeah, me too.
I found it funny that this story was not protected by the paywall.
Because who would pay to read that? Arthur and Grand Flanker, 97 on the ticket.
Codependent.
Codependent.
Yeah, remember narcissistic codependent?
Yeah.
They're the narcissist. I'm the codependent person. I need for them to win, and they give me nothing.
It's a good descriptor. I don't disagree.
You're right. No doubt. So she says she's in a toxic relationship with the Chargers. I always forget which is the correct when you inflict pain on yourself. So mine would be either sadistic or masochistic. I forget which one.
Yeah, well, one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Sadistic, I think.
One of the better ones, because I didn't realize this about Rico, but he doesn't really care if the Lions win. He's not really a fan.
No, he's a 49ers fan.
Yeah, and so he's got an open relationship with the Lions. So he's got the team he cheats with.
Oh, yes.
So if they ever got good, he would root for it.
I think so to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But he would still be rooting for the Niners, too. So
Right. All right, we have some ticket text here. Mike and Davidson. My Lions relationship is similar to a husband-wife that have been married for 30 years. It was exciting in the beginning with Barry and an NFC Championship appearance. Now you spend most of your time wishing you were a fan of another team. Your wife is Barry.
I was trying to think of what would describe John's relationship because he got totally looped back in last week. Like, you thought you were feeling good things and that the Lions would potentially, well, not even potentially, you felt like they were playoff bound. And I don't know if it's like that, I don't know, that uncle that shows up every once in a while and he like completely brightens your day and he gives you all these gifts and then you think he's going to show up again and he doesn't show up for a year.
4 years, yeah. I would probably say mine is more of, I started thinking dysfunctional, but I think it's more abusive.
Well, that's the word that we have 3 of those. And they believe that abusive is worse than toxic. Yes.
Yeah, because every time I start to believe it, I mentioned it, it's just like another kick in the groin.
That's me, Stoney, 33, no playoff win hurts. I want to restart, not more 79. Mundane relationship with the Lions, really starting not to care anymore, fan since the late 70s. Over. That's my word. I gave up on them in 13. Cutler hurt, Rodgers hurt, we still lost the division. They said it will never happen and gave up. I'm 30, I've never seen them win. I have nothing to hold on to like other fans. One word to describe relationship with the Lions, insanity.
Yeah, that's
Same thing
much that is
over.
Michigan's doing that too.
expecting and hoping for it and expecting a different result.
Yeah, exactly. The Lions are in a bit of trouble too, but believe me, they have been relatively healthier than most teams. I know Coleman was out for a while, Trufant's been out, but they're good players. They're not great players. Galladay missed a couple of games, but Galladay's going to be out week to week again, and arguably not great, but their best defensive player in the line, Trey Flowers, put on the short-term IR, so that's at least 3 weeks minimum. I don't see them going into Minnesota and winning. And Minnesota's obviously not great, but they did play very well in Lambeau last week.
Yeah.
So,
But can Dalvin Cook have another performance like that?
maybe
The
not.
answer is yes. I knew you would come in with that real quick.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
what
you
about
can.
what about like a BDSM relationship?
Well, that's why I said
They
S&M.
dominate
because-
us.
Yeah,
We like it.
they do. They dominate us. Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a very good descriptor because they do, and we take it.
Go to the dungeon every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we take it. Yeah, we take it. Strap, you know what? Yeah, exactly. Well, some of BDSM isn't like, I guess they make us cross-dress. They make us wear Pampers. Oh God, it's awful. Oh Lord, have mercy. Heather's just shaking her head.
I am.
Listen
It's fun.
to these
Yeah, no.
boys.
And the thing that makes it abusive to me is I'm a very loyal person. Well, and that's the thing I think that makes it abusive to most Detroiters. Detroiters are loyal people.
Right.
To be a fan of the Detroit Lions, you have to be loyal to a fault. And because I played there in the way that they treated me when I was there, I have a hard time not rooting for them or not thinking.
They cut you.
What's that?
They cut you, right?
Well, it was an injury issue, and it was a mutual parting
Okay,
of
but you
ways.
wanted
And
to
but they
stay.
treated me. I would have loved to have stayed, but I also understand reality.
Right.
And so, but they treated me well in my first few years of retirement, and so I have a hard time not hoping that they will do well.
Of course, because you grew up here. You grew up as a fan.
Yeah, and it's just I keep going back to the same well and thinking, okay, they're 3-3, and we saw Stafford, have this great game-winning drive at the end. Oh, they can do it. And then we hear, and he talks about this. Maneras talks about it in his article about, Stafford took ownership of the 2 turnovers, the fumble,
Right.
and it's one of the
Put it on
keystones
me.
of the years. Put it on me. Well, he's been putting it on himself for 12 years. How many times have we heard after a game, "Oh, it's my fault, put it on me"?
Well, the Patricia says the same thing.
Right. Well, at some
you gotta coach him
point,
better. You gotta coach him better.
John, you can't get rid of the handcuffs. The collar around your neck and the leash.
Yeah,
and the whip.
Exactly. All right, Heather, save us.
Yes.
We have
Oh
news
my
next.
goodness. Jeez. All right. So Jamie always wanted breaking news to happen on Halloween. Obviously, so reporters would have to report while wearing their crazy costumes. That didn't happen, but something similar happened in Nevada, and I'm going to tell you all about that next.
Wow, 97 won the ticket.
All right, so the pandemic has definitely been more stressful than many people had first imagined, right? And for some, that stress can actually lead to hair loss. And hair loss is a big deal for both men and women. It can be really devastating. But here's the thing. You don't have to suffer from thinning hair, or from a receding hairline, or from balding. And that's because Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration is one of the most recognized experts in the country on hair restoration. For over 25 years, he's performed thousands of procedures and over 2 million grafts. So he really is the surgeon that you can trust not only to restore your hair, but also your confidence. And the best part about Dr. B is that he provides the most advanced hair restoration techniques available. So that means he's really going to work specifically with you to determine the procedure that's going to get you the results you want to achieve. Now you can go and download his book, No Hair, It's this comprehensive guide to all things hair restoration, and it's available for free right now on MichiganHairRestoration.com. Now, listeners, here's the thing you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Dr. B is offering 97.1 The Ticket listeners $1,000 off retail price. That's $1,000 off plus 0% financing on your hair restoration procedure. Now really is the perfect time to schedule your appointment at MichiganHairRestoration.com. And when you call, remember to take advantage of Dr. B's limited time offer. Make sure to mention my name, Heather, or 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Toro Snowblowers. Drivers continue to move around at posted speeds on the area freeways and no issues going through existing road work right now.
Starting
traffic
to
volume just
17
make
to
your way out
6
towards
Evans
Woodward
Boulevard.
and Telegraph. Also no issues downtown. For grizzly
In a quarter
winters,
mile,
you need a
turn
Toro
left.
Power Max snowblower. It's
At
a
the light,
beast on
turn
sale.
left onto
Act
West
now.
14
Get up to
Mile Road.
$100 off
Then
on
turn
select
right
Toro
onto Inkster
Power Max
Road.
snowblowers. See your Toro retailer now. Win winter with the Toro. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
A station where your opinion matters.
Did you start 2020 with the goal of buying or selling a home? Hi, I'm Mark Z with eXp Realty. While the current
At the stop
situation has
sign,
halted many
turn
things
right
in
onto
your life,
Inkster Road.
achieving that goal does not have to be one of them. The real estate market here in Metro Detroit is on fire. If you're looking to get your home sold, call me, Mark Z, today and start packing.
Right now at Subway
In
restaurants,
1.9
try the
miles,
$5.99
turn left
meal of
onto
the
West
day.
12
Every day
Mile
it's a
Road.
different 6-inch sub plus chips in a 20-ounce drink for just $5.99. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorites, like sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Monday or turkey breast on Wednesday. Made on your choice of bread with any veggies and sauces you want. Then add chips in a 20-ounce drink and you've got the $5.99 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price. Every day of the week, only at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charge for extras plus equal tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
This is Rich Lalonde from Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Imlay City, Michigan. Is bad credit holding you back from driving the new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram you really want? During Credit Amnesty Week, everyone rides.
That's right. If you've got $500 and you make at least $2,000 a month, Lalonde's lenient lenders can get you approved for a beautiful new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram.
Worried about your trade-in? Don't. We need used cars more than ever, so we'll flat out give you more money.
Over mileage on your lease or upside down in your loan, we help people just like you every day.
We even started our own finance company, so we can make lending decisions for car buyers that need it the most.
So if you want a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram, but your credit's not so good,
Come see me, Rich.
and me, Tanya.
During Credit Amnesty Week at the all-new Lalonde Lands Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on M53 in beautiful Imlay City, Michigan.
Call 810-724-0444 or click LaLondeChrysler.com.
To see contest rules for 97.1 The Ticket contests, go to 97.1theticket.com and click on the Contests tab.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Brought to you by AbbVie.
You're ready to get back into yoga, so you order the essentials. A non-slip mat, yoga blocks to keep balance, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones.
Welcome. Take a deep breath.
anniversary. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more-rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
Walgreens makes Medicare easier by saving you money and peace of mind with copays as low as $0. Visit walgreens.com/Medicare today to see how. Walgreens, we make Medicare easy. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs when enrolled and applying with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
In half a mile, turn left onto West 12 Mile Road.
Families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas.
Making a turn.
Detroit sports in Vegas. The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Josh Gaddis will join us at 7:35. Last night, Monday Night Football, Tampa holds on to beat the Giants 25-23.
In
Brady with 2
6.2
touchdowns,
miles,
no
take
picks.
exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield
As the
Freeway.
Giants score a touchdown to Golden Tate to pull within 2, they go for the 2-point conversion. Originally, pass interference on Antoine Winfield Jr., and then they picked up the flag. The 2-point conversion no good. The Giants lose 25-23. It's news time on this election day. Woohoo! No more ads after today. There's
Or
Anna.
texts or emails.
Yes.
Woohoo! All of them. I mean, the ads alone are awful, but I mean, I get so many emails and I'm still getting text messages. So
I get so
that would
many,
be
and I
nice.
get stuff addressed on my phone to my wife, my daughter, and my 2 daughters.
I have not had one on my phone that's been addressed to me.
Yeah. At least they give you the option saying if you don't want to be part of it,
Yeah.
stop.
I've been Kristen, I've been Tom, I've been Jennifer, I've been a number of individuals, but never John.
Well, that's all coming to an end. So, woohoo! All right. So there's a reward to catch a gunman who actually fired shots at an Oakland County deputy on I-96 in Livonia on Halloween night. So the off-duty police officer says that he was headed into work when just out of nowhere, this other driver pulled up beside him and fired a shot at his vehicle. The deputy said he called 911 to report the situation. He described the shooter as a black male driving a Navy Mercury Milan with Michigan plates. The officer also said he tried to catch up with this shooter, but just couldn't, that he was driving like 100 miles an hour, couldn't catch him. And now anybody with info is encouraged to contact Livonia Police. And basically, yeah, and he said, he didn't think that it was like a targeted shooting because he wasn't driving a patrol car. He was in his own vehicle. He said he had darker windows. He didn't think the person that pulled up could even tell who he was or know that he was a police officer. So they don't know if it was just a random attack or if it was.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
This particular officer. But if you have information, give him a call. So an Oakland County man actually plans to pay it forward after winning a $150,000 lottery jackpot. This is so cool. So the 48-year-old, he's an anonymous winner, says that he was playing Caribbean Cash Word online when all of a sudden he hit the $150,000 jackpot and everything went crazy. And he says that with his winnings, he's going to pay some bills and then share with people in the community and invest the remainder. And he says that it's been a tough year and he thinks he can really help people out by sharing his winnings.
Good. Nice to see
Yeah.
people do nice things.
Isn't it though? It's just, I love it. Such a great story. Okay, so usually on Halloween, you hear about people in, really ridiculous costumes getting busted by the police, right?
Yeah.
So people are doing silly things at Halloween. Usually it involves alcohol. But this next story is the complete opposite, and I think it's even better. So there was an off-duty Nevada Highway Patrol officer. She was driving home from a Halloween party when she saw a suspected drunk driver trying to get onto a highway going in the wrong direction. So obviously she knew what she had to do. She had to try to stop this vehicle, pull this driver over. So that's exactly what she did. However, she was in full stormtrooper costume. She didn't have the helmet on at the time, but she was in her full costume. I love this. Imagine getting pulled over by an officer in a Halloween costume. Amazing.
Drunk and getting
What? Oh my God. So pretty cool. She was able to stop the driver
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Move along.
Very good.
That's very good, yes. So a toddler in Tennessee is likely to have nightmares, probably for life, after a venomous snake jumped out of her toy pile and bit her in the ankle.
What?
Terrifying, right? That's what nightmares are made of. This little 19-month-old little face girl went to go grab a toy out of like a toy box area, where she had all her toys piled up, and this copperhead snake jumped out and bit her in the ankle. How terrifying.
Ow!
Yes, the babysitter was at home with her at the time. Imagine being a babysitter when that happens. She said the little girl started screaming. She was vomiting. She was obviously in a lot of pain, and she did go to the hospital. She had to spend 2 days in the hospital. She's going to be okay, but just very, very scary situation.
Wow.
I wouldn't know what to do. I hate snakes, so I'd be terrified as well. Obviously, as a parent, you would go and you'd kill the snake as fast as possible.
Yes.
And you'd be praying that it's not a venomous snake. But then when you find out that it actually is, how terrified you'd be to see your little daughter's ankle start to swell up. And, scary stuff. All right, so you should never start a relationship on a lie, right? Things are never going to go well if that's the case. And here's one reason why. I got a story. So there was a woman in India. She got married to a guy in September. And the day after their wedding, he revealed a pretty big secret. He revealed that he's actually bald. Okay, so the whole time they were dating and going out, he was wearing like a toupee or a hairpiece. So she had no idea he was bald. And she says if she would have known, she would never have married him. So she actually went and filed a legal complaint against him. And now the police are looking into whether this is fraud.
It's not fraud. It's bad form to lie about that. But shame on her. I mean, she obviously loved the guy for his personality, you would think. Loved the guy, that's why she's marrying him. Just because he doesn't have hair? I mean, come on.
Agreed. I think if I was him, I'd be like, all right, see ya. Because if you don't love me without hair, you didn't love me before.
It's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Never mind.
Well, maybe she should just say, look, fine, but just leave your hairpiece on the wall.
Yeah, but he lied. He lied. I mean, if he's going to lie about his hair, that's just a small thing. What if something big happens?
What else is he hiding? What else is he hiding?
What'd she find?
So, if you really want to start sending people naked pictures of yourself, but you're worried that those pictures are going to get leaked somewhere on the internet or shared around, here is a solution. Okay, there's a
I never take notes on this.
Take notes, Sonia, because you definitely wouldn't want those photos leaked. I'll tell you that. So
business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig. With the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. And with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to get a $250 prepaid card when you upgrade. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet, one voice for ability customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in equal bill and auto pay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra subject to change. Prepaid card offerings 1115 coding requires business internet 1 gig double play. Listen. In the empty stadiums. In the empty schools. In the empty theaters. You can hear it. Hope is setting the stage for our comeback. Because hope is a powerful thing. It can bring us together and be the bridge that helps us to get to the other side. When each of life's victories is a little sweeter, we will celebrate how far you've come. And learn that all we did, the hand washing, the social distancing, the mask wearing, we did for each other. Don't lose hope, Michigan. Not now. Spread hope, not COVID. See how at michigan.gov/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us activate. 1 license per line, next 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new door listers every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SB Black Friday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capurro of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
You could win $2,000 with the 2 Grand Slam. Thursday at 7:20 with Stoney and Jansen. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right, joining us now on the Stoney and Jansen program, the offensive coordinator of the University of Michigan, Josh Gattis. How are you? I guess that's a loaded question coming off a loss, but how you doing?
Managing, continue to move forward. It's a new day, new opportunity we got this week. We've got to kind of rally the troops. Obviously, there's a feeling of disappointment around the program. It's not anything that we accept, settle with, and we just got to continue to find a way to get this next.
How do you break down what you saw and what happened on Saturday? I know that there's a certain way you do it after a win, and maybe there's another way you do it after a loss, but how do you do that so that you can coach these guys up, but yet still prepare for Indiana and move forward?
Well, first and foremost, you look at the game and you try to find where's the disconnect, kind of leading up to preparation or performance, whatever it may be, and how you can find a way to lead, those young men better, and obviously it was a game that ended in a disappointing way for us, and we've got to find ways in areas to improve, and I think, just being able to rally the troops and being able to, keep them together. Obviously, when adversity hits, the first thing that tends to happen is, things can fall apart. We've got to remain positive. We've got to remain together, and we've got to continue working on the things that we can work on.
Obviously, everything starts with the quarterback as far as, fans, evaluation. Joe was so good in week one, keeping everything under control, poise and all that. How would you say he performed in week two?
Well, I won't individually, single out, his performance by any means. I think offensively, you just saw a little bit of inexperience from the overall offensive unit. And I think the biggest adjustment week two was getting used to a normal practice plan, where you only have 3 to 4 days to prepare for an opponent as compared to 2 to 3 weeks that you have leading up to your first game. And so, I think the challenge for our guys on offense is, we've got a lot of inexperienced players, a lot of first-time players that they've got to be able to handle success. They've got to be able to prepare in 3 to 4 days for their next opponent in a normal game week. And so I did not think our preparation was up to par, up to the standard that we needed to be. And that falls on me. That's my job, as a coordinator, to make sure that, we're getting the very best out of our young men and we're demanding the very best. And I've got to do the best job to put them in position to be successful.
Were there enough opportunities to throw more downfield as opposed to the short dink and dunk stuff and the crossing routes?
No, there wasn't. Defensively, kind of the defensive game plan that they came with was play a lot of cover 3, bail the corners and keep plays in front of them. We had a lot of read route options with the opportunities to have some deeper options, and they kind of took that away, with the ability that they were playing with defensively. And when they did take that away, Joe did a really good job finding access plays and access throws. Obviously, the game's kind of a little bit thrown out of whack when you look at the numbers because he had so many 2-minute opportunities. But in his base, normal down, drop back pass percentage, he performed extremely well. We just needed some other opportunities. We had a couple drops along the way with some other guys to make some plays.
How important is it when I look at the numbers, and obviously we all saw the game, there didn't seem to be really good production on first down. How important is it to be more productive on first down of every series?
Yeah, it was weird, John, that you mentioned that. We finished the game with 28 first downs, I believe, and we had 17 second and long, which, doesn't really, that's an interesting stat, because we were moving the ball on first down, or I guess say P and 10, whether it was the first drive, we would get a first down, and then somewhere along the line, whether it was a negative run or a negative incompletion or pass, would set us back behind the chains in second down. And so first down and second down success is so important because it leads to, less third down opportunities, but manageable third down opportunities. And I want to say we had about 12 third down and 7 to 10. So that's definitely an area that we must improve on is having, first and second down success, but also after we get a first down, being able to carry that momentum on throughout the series and not have it be a first down from P&10 coming from the sideline to end up being 3 and out the next year.
Josh Gaddis joins us here on the Stoney and Jansen program. I'm biased, and we always second guess. I'm very anti-Wildcat. You guys ran it 2 consecutive plays. My question is, I can understand once, but to do it twice, especially when you have a 6'5" quarterback who could probably have done the same thing as Hassan tried to do, especially on the second one. Can you explain going to Wildcat 2 plays in a row?
Yeah, the first Wildcat ran the same play we scored the previous week out of the same formation. We just had a mental mistake by a blocker up front. If not, it would have been a walk-in score just like it was from the same down and distance the week before. Then the second play, obviously in any type of situations as a play caller, anytime you use some type of trick play or whatever it may be, it's genius when it works. It's dumb of you when it doesn't. So obviously the play was open. There's no blame to go there. Obviously that's on me. That's a critical call in a critical situation. I accept the results. Had it worked, it would have been a brilliant play call. It didn't work, so it's a dumb play call.
After the game, in his press meeting, I asked Joe Milton about how good Antoine Simmons was. And he said, "Who's he?" And I said it was number 34. He goes, "He wasn't on our radar." I assume in film preparation for the game, you saw number 34 because he's probably their best defensive player. Is that a misspeak by Milton, or did he really not know to be aware of number 34?
Well, I think anytime you have young men that, never been out in front of the media before, after games, it's very tough to ask questions in critical moments. And one of the things that, we would like to encourage out of our own guys is just continue to talk about us, not necessarily mention opposing opponents. But in those situations, the game goes by, and especially for a quarterback, you're not necessarily caught up in the numbers as you is in the schematic things of the game. And so, Joe's obviously aware of the players on the opposing team. And I just think, after the game, sometimes questions can come out certain ways on opponents, especially when we're frustrated in our own moments.
When you look at you mentioned you don't want to single anybody out or any unit out, but the offensive line, I know that there were more blitzes this week, at least it appeared that way to me. What do you need to see from them that they need to learn from this film so that they can be better when they play Indiana?
Well, I think just communication coming from the field to the sideline, I think it's clear. And let me say this, we had some runs that probably about 4 or 5 runs that were probably stopped for negative yards or no gains that were just critical MAs, missed assignment or a guy falls down here or there, where the opportunity for the play was tremendous. And if we can just correct the small little details, whether that's who I'm working to, snapping off on the right blocks, using the correct footwork, or blocking the right person, then a lot of those plays would be successful. So, it wasn't far off by any means. There was no wholesale, just critical errors about the unit. The game was well played by them defensively. It was battled by us offensively, and we were just a tad bit off on a lot of plays that could have been critical plays in the game.
You guys had, I think, 11 guys who caught balls during the game. That's wonderful, getting everybody involved. Do you ever wonder maybe it's too many chefs in the kitchen a little bit, that nobody gets a flow going?
Yeah, whenever you have personnel, it can be right or wrong for you. You've got the great depth that we have at running back and at tight end and even at receiver. It's a double-edged sword, because if you don't play the backup guys, then you're not using your talent correctly. If you do play everyone, then how do you make everyone in there together? And so, it's our job to try to get many guys involved. And one of the things that we have been able to do is have as many guys impact the game. And one thing that does is it forces stress upon the defense, and they've got to defend all eligible skilled players that you have. And so, we just got to continue. Who's ever in the game, they've got to step up and make the play when the numbers called. Obviously, we'd love to have some key guys that could be some, feature type guys. But one thing with having depth is, especially in this situation that we're in currently, what we call COVID season, is provides tremendous value to the team. That in case someone goes down, you're getting the next man ready.
The last drive of the game, the 2-minute drive. What were some things that took 4.5 minutes? Well, yeah, it seemed to me like I kept thinking, okay, let's go a little faster. What are some of the teaching moments or teaching points that you could give to Joe Milton and the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I think that 2-minute drive was obviously disappointing on our end. But it took 18 plays in almost 5 minutes, and I think it was a learning lesson for our offense, because we take tremendous pride in being prepared for situational football. We do 2-minute, I believe, more than anyone in the country. And what we had there was a few opportunities to have the ball out of bounds in place. We had a couple, whether it's quarterback scrambles, or we had a couple, drive routes where receivers caught balls, and we had the opportunity to fight for yards, but then also to get out of bounds. And we just had a few of those plays. I want to believe it was 4 plays total, to have an opportunity to have the ball out of bounds, even on a throwaway, where we have the ability to stop the clock. And so, whenever you're in a 2-minute scenario, one, you're battling against the clock. So you got to do a great job of getting first down, but also getting out of bounds. So, that was a huge, teaching moment. It was a tough drive, obviously having to go 18 plays and 94 yards. To try to get 7 points, but you can't spend as much time as we did. And we had other opportunities. Probably about a minute and 30 seconds left to score a touchdown, and we just had the ball go off our hands.
What were your kids dressed as for Halloween?
They were dressed as Woody off Toy Story.
Okay.
Good call.
Good call. Coach, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys for having me.
That's Josh Gaddis here on the Stoney and Jansen Show, 97.1 The ticket.
Week 8 is in the books in the NFL, and it was the week of the dog. How about the Giants coming in last night? 13-point dog, and they nearly won the game. And they over-cashed in super late with that trash touchdown. A lot of people like to call that a bad beat, but it's a good beat for some people. If you want to get on that action, you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. You can place your bets at the live betting window, or you can use an easy-to-use self-service kiosk. The BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, teasers, and so much more. An early look next week, the Lions, a 4-point dog at Minnesota. The steam is on the Vikings. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting window with a self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. The roads are still accident-free around the city this morning. No issues getting in or out of downtown, and also looking at a smooth drive through existing road work. For same-day service of your furnace or plumbing, call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 37 years in the business. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 800-924-2123. MastercraftHeating.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Helmet-to-helmet contact. Legal here.
This is Boomer Esiason with the Radio.com Sports Minute, sponsored by Geico. You rent your home. Geico makes it easy to bundle renters and car insurance. Go to Geico.com today. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver yesterday